Hey guys, ZackstaDaxta here, and today I'll be reviewing The Money Store by Death Grips, and let's just get right into it. Alright, the album opens instantly with mechanical drumming that already puts you in the context of some otherworldly zone and pops off with get, got, which gives you no time to relax into the album. That opening line is vital too, because it shows you that this isn't going to necessarily be some complex venture. It rides in its simplicity, rather. After this, the electronic portion overtakes you and gradually ramps up as the drums kind of linger in the background. No breaks at all either as the music intensifies. Just you in some pool with some douchebag friend, you're putting on your sunblock, doing stretches, walking off the diving board, when BAM! He pushes you in and you can't come up for air whatsoever. There are no breaks in this music, no time to breathe. Even the texture of how water feels reminds me of Death Grips. And I'm talking about water's initial sensation of overtaking you and shocking the senses. And when you're in that water, it feels like a completely alien world, cold, neutral. Unless you see like colorful coral or happy dolphins or some fruity crap. But I'm talking more about the isolated area of a pool because that claustrophobic feeling is what Death Grips provides. Say someone hovers you around Australia in a helicopter and drops you into the water where there's mean-ass invisible jellyfish that'll sting you and paralyze you without you knowing. That's exactly what this album does. It rips you apart like a great white after its jellyfish buddy stings your ass and you don't know what just happened. The initial drum beat can be heard throughout the song and enhances the kind of hollow sound of the synths that pervades the album. This hollow sound is mostly responsible for that alien feel I was referencing, and is part of the reason the album is just so divisive, and it usually takes multiple listens to get it because, like I said, you're completely thrown off guard by this robotic evil thing. I loved it from the first listen, on the contrary, and this is the album which reaffirmed my love for music, actually. So I can't relate to that, but it seems to be a very normal reaction that people will not get it at all, and then a few listens more, they start to vibe with it. And on the Fever, the start of this song completely runs away from the start of the first track, throwing off your mental rhythm as you listen. You'll also notice more characteristically loud, pronunciated vocals, and if this is your first Death Grips album, this may be where you start to hate this album with vitriol. This should be where you notice that Death Grips has completely unusual hooks, and the vocals are not synergist with the music. It's almost like they're above it, yet somehow the electronic sound is above that, and my brain can't really process it 100% to be totally honest. Lost Boys up next, one of my favorites. This album in general makes you feel like a complete cold badass, but this song in particular amps that up to 11. Listen to this while you work out, and I almost guarantee it'll give you that extra life you need to keep going. Put it on before you go into a social situation you're not comfortable with, and I guarantee you'll feel like those people are mere peasants not worthy of the glory that is you. This song has that kind of effect on me. Music is a tool, use it. The drums in particular on this song can really get you lost in the atmosphere of this song. They're what plunge you deeper into the sea with your body in paralysis. Blackjack is a glitchy song that fries your neurons at every turn. This song really gets my motor running. Love the combination of things going here. Sounds a lot like Tachyon from Ex-Military with more added on to me. Very enjoyable song that has a lot of aspects add up as it goes and really flaunts how unpredictable this album is. Hustle Bones is another favorite, if not my absolute favorite of the album. Extremely loud, distorted bass pumps this song full of energy, which gets further on its game as some really short samples cycles through the song. There's also a shirt related to this that says, "That really hustled my bones." I'm not going to explain that one because it's really stupid. If you get it, you get it. I happen to like the shirt and would buy it if it was maybe $5. It's too cutesy to represent Death Grips though, so I'd probably just wear it to fool someone into thinking Death Grips are about the adventures of some Mo rapper and his lyrics about teacup party having and playing on the swing. At least it would get their gullible ass to listen to this revolutionary thing, and even if they hated it, I'd have made their lives less boring. So by this point, you're probably starting to notice there are very similar sounding electronic undertones that power each track. Each song very much has its own personality, and while there are definite musical themes that continue, it still adds many sudden shifts in the vehicle, possibly making you motion sick if it's too much for you. Before we go on, a fun little game to play is to try to recommend this album to people. You will never be able to guess who will like it. If they're hip-hop educated, they'll say it's not traditional enough, which I must say is an absolutely horrible reason to dislike something, as slavery was a tradition. Not hip-hop educated? they'll think it's all like all hip-hop, annoyingly, and disregard it as another generic release. It'll blow up in your face a good amount of the time. Go try it, it's fun. Much like the black and white on the album cover divided right down the middle, which could indeed be Death Grip's foreshadowing that they knew this would be incredibly polarizing. I try to put myself in the shoes of someone who hates it, and I just really can't. This album introduces so many sounds that I just can't be bored with it. That alone is a major virtue of music. Going on to Double Helix, which has an incredibly catchy opener that rumbles through the rest of the song, a little more skeletal this time. This song has moments where your head just enters the next dimension, which is a thing that Death Grip sprinkles throughout their albums. The moment I'm talking about is near the end of the song and was an idea explored on Ex-Military, near the middle on a 40-second song that in my opinion should have continued a lot longer. It really did feel like I was entering the fifth dimension. I just pretended the album had entered a new dimension on that point though, so it's okay. This highly enhances the listen, by the way. I recommend this technique. System Blower I'm not incredibly fond of, but I won't deny it's just as unforgettable as the rest. The Cage, however, I'm a huge fan of. This has everything. Gives you a spooky overtone, and when the vocals get going, the synths go with it, and really more sandwiched with the vocals than the rest of the album. The pew 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 sound feels like a call back to other songs, and I like that a lot. And it lends more credence to the album's theme. The song even totally changes pace near the end. Punk Weight changes the trend of things in a realm already riddled with trend changing, and starts off with chipmunk sounding samples followed by extremely noisy bass that deserves to be its own national anthem. Shortest anthem ever, but it'd make us all feel pretty neat. Fuck That easily introduces the most lo-fi vocals of the record. This song doesn't really go anywhere, which is okay because the rest of the album is intense. This is certainly still hard on the brain. Perhaps this would only be the only break in the record I can think of. A song named Fuck That is the break. How fucking hilarious is that? Just shows you how much of a testament to rage the Money Store is. Bitch Please gets on the album's road of introducing new elements as the song hammers you over the head. The latter part of the song is very close to an out-of-body music experience where you forget about your body and your head floats up and melds with the music. Very nice stuff. Variable track that I don't think gets enough credit. We got all the coconuts, bitch! The incredible series album, folks. This is Death Grip's most experimental track on the album, and is probably the one you'll hit play on the most if you like more meat to your songs. Hacker establishes that whether you like them or not, Death Grips is going to be in your area, on your radio, on the charts. And let's see. This sophomore release from Death Grips is much more directive than Ex-Military. It focuses on point like a sniper, having a fluid feel through the whole thing. It's very much a juxtaposition of each song having its own flavor while fitting into the bigger picture. There's never a moment where you kind of forget you're listening to the album. I have that happen a lot. And when it's all just flowing together and boring you. But yeah, I mean, this album rekindled my love for music. So, I mean, I just can't give it anything less than like, I've got to put it in the fantastic tier, honestly. It's just, I never get tired of it. I listen to this, at least half of this, like every 3 days. It's such an addicting album. Originally, I had it a little bit lower because I thought surely there's got to be, you know, better music. And there is better music than this. But I just never get tired of it. I like working out, I'll listen to it. And this is the most accessible of the Death Grips albums for sure. Like, I think accessibility wise, it goes The Money Store is the easiest, Ex-Military is harder to get into, and No Love Deep Web is just so out there that, you know, you have to be in a very peculiar mood to listen to that one. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to put it in the fantastic tier. Awesome, awesome album.